Well, good evening. If you're just tuning in, it's great to have your company. It's because it is the best time to join us. And if you're continuing your day of inspiration with us here at the craft store, well, it's great to have your company as well. And I really value your presence. We all do. Now, of course, at 6 p.m., we have the launch of a brand new one-day special. And what that means is a fabulous bundle, an amazing saving as well. And this time is by a very talented lady. It's one of my super women in my life because I admire her because she does it all. She's a mom, a business owner, an incredible designer, and also an incredible animal lover, which we have got in common. I'm talking, of course, Natasha McCarthy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. Always excited to do shows together because I love how you make projects that are useful with beautiful, shall we say it, top of the range quality fabrics. And also the thing most importantly, it has to, I think you're very William Morris in a way. If it has to be useful and beautiful.
Well, absolutely. So what we have on our one-day special today is a mix of my designs and also designers who work with Natasha Makes. So our main one-day special is by an amazing lady called Jane Alcock. Within Natasha Makes, we call it Alcock's All-Star.
Oh.
Because there it is. And I just want to, because normally I come on with just my designs, but Natasha Makes is so much more than that. And this is one of Jane's, and she does a Wednesday show for us every week.
Wow.
And so yes, today is a mix of my stuff and this one from Jane as well. And
so I love that.
Just beautiful.
I love also it's one of the options that you can see on the screen. It features one of your friends' fabrics as well, doesn't it? The Kaffe Collective fabrics.
Absolutely. So you've got Kaffe Facet Collective fabrics in there. You've got Riley Blake fabrics. We've got Moda fabrics. We've got all sorts going on in there today. All top quality.
Well, top quality. We have got 6 different options which we are gonna run through. You're getting in total, whichever option you go for, 3 meters of fabric basically in total.
I think so, yes. I've cut it, but I haven't counted it. Oh, yeah. In that case, yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Now, of course, let's go through the instructions because the instructions, for me, you stand head and shoulders above many different companies because your attention to detail, to quality, starts with the instructions, the layout, how clear it is.
I taught for 10 years and it became very clear to me that children and everyone, you know, we all grow from children, don't we, learn in different ways. And for me, I like pictures, and the number of times that I'd get instructions and I wouldn't quite understand their terminology and it didn't resonate for me. So I just ended up having a project that I really wanted to make but never ended up making. So when I started Natasha Makes, it was really clear for me that I wanted the instructions to always be absolute top-notch. And you know, sometimes people don't want to have lots of colour or photos or stuff like that, but for me it's like, no, that's what it needs. That's absolutely what it needs, and it needs to be on a really good quality cardstock as well, so that it will last and last and last, and you can bring this out at all times of the year. And whether you're doing a Christmas-based style, whether you're doing one just because it looks amazing, you want to have it in your house all the year round. It just means that you've got it there to bring out as and when, so that they last. You know, you're investing in something here.
I have got here the beautiful table runner. This is the cranberries and cream sort of option. Absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it stunning? This is so this is a Moda fabric, and I just adore it, absolutely adore it. And when this came in, I said to Jane, you know your star, it needs to be done in this. Absolutely needs to be done in this.
It's, to me, well, of course, I love red, so this is my favorite collection. It is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, it could be a wall hanger. Also, I love this idea for the back of a chair.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of protects you from if there is like for instance, one of the chairs I sit constantly is by a window, so you want to protect your back to feel a little bit warmer, but you don't necessarily want to have a blanket over you. That's decorative, and of course it kind of has both sides of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can have it on a sideboard. You can have it hanging on the wall. It's going to look gorgeous hanging on the wall as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And just bring that little bit of colour, especially when your decorations come down, I know they've just gone up, but when they come down and everything looks a bit bare, to replace something that's bright and colourful and just absolutely stunning, you know, for me is a winner. And stars we have in our home all year round.
Indeed. Now, of course, let's go through the colour options that you have got in this bundle. Now, 6 different options. So shall we start with the Riley Blake option in here? This one is country chic.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, look
it's just, it's got your taupes, it's got your neutral tones in there, but it's also giving you, you've got, so you've got neutrals in there, you've got warmth in there with your pinks, but also you've got a little bit of green in there as well.
Yeah,
there's all
you do.
sorts coming through in there.
Look at that. I'm going to show. And they, of course, let's talk about the amount of fabric. I mean, we say that it's about 3 meters, well, 3 meters you are getting. So they're big pieces, but the fact is that you can do a cushion and then lots more, or you can do the set of 3.
So with the instructions, and this was always the thing, because we started Jane Star as a cushion. In fact, this is the original one here that we did at Natasha Makes, and we did it in Christmas fabrics, and that's the one that's on the front of the design. And we're like, yeah, that's lovely. But in Jane's mum's house, she has a wall hanging of 3, and we're like, well, yeah, of course, because that's just going to look gorgeous. Or as a table runner to have out all year round. We didn't want to put it away. And then on one of the shows that I did, on one of the Kaffe shows, I was like, I wonder what it would look like in Kaffe Facet Collective Fabrics.
Look at that.
And so we're like, well, yeah, and that sits on my sofa all year round.
Because that's all year round.
All year round.
It's more like a flower in there than
it's just absolutely beautiful. And I did that on one of the shows. So we have seen this before. And then behind you, what about?
Oh, this one is just
well, you see, for a nursery, you can have that as a cushion in a nursery.
By the way, this is an option. It's the little duckling
option. It's the little
option.
duckling. But if you did it just as a cushion, then you've got so much fabric left over. You could make a changing mat. You could make a small quilt, a baby blanket. You could make all sorts of other things because you'd have a lot left over. So much fabric goes into these because they're folded.
Yeah, and remember you have got the patterns for making this. And then of course we have the Kaffe oranges, greens and oranges. That is the next option. Kaffe oranges. So look at that. We have got of course fabrics by the whole collective in here. Then we have the vintage option. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this fabric? Because it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so Jane always loves a ditzy, and this was a fabric that just caught our eye. It's lots of small designs. It's got that vintage feel, but a new modern twist to it. So if you love that shabby chic kind of feel, then this is the one to go for. And you've got those small ditzy prints in there, but with a range of really beautiful colours. And again, they're more muted colours rather than the Kaffe ones, which are incredibly bright and vibrant. If you like that more vintage style, then that's the colourway to go for. And it will look like this.
That,
and I don't know if we can actually see that because of the
thing. Marcus
there you go. Marcus is on it. He's good with a camera, isn't he?
Let's have a look.
Look at that. So that's what that one will look like. And again, that's going to look beautiful. You see, I could see that against wood, pine, things like that. I'd have that very much on a sideboard, something like that.
And then, of course, we have the Moda option with the cream, the cranberries and cream. My favorite is just absolutely gorgeous. That's the sample I show you in here. We don't have a huge amounts of stock on this one, so make sure that you check out your baskets. Once they're gone as well, every single option, so make sure to check out your baskets. Then we have got the little duckling, which is the baby-inspired one as well.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful, this one, and in all your neutral tones as well. So it doesn't matter what flavour baby, it can be passed down, and it's just going to work an absolute treat. So if you don't know, what baby is being expected, then this is absolutely fine because it'll work. It'll work for both.
Oh, I love it. And then finally the Kaffe purple in here as well. We are getting calico as well for the bag, don't we?
So the calico is your base, and that's what you're going to pin and stitch your star onto. So that's a base fabric there for you to, as your starting point with all of these. But you've got 9 different fabrics in there. So you're going to have 8 for your star and then your corner pieces.
Absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, if you want any of these options, make sure to check out your baskets. Now, you have got a £5 saving. And also, if you have you bought anything from the craft store yesterday, you will have over £30. You will have a £5 credited to your account to spend today. So you could use it for the one-day special if you wish to do so. Now, if you flexify it, it's only £25 today and £25 next month on the same date. Now, I have to tell you that cranberry and creams is 60% of the stock gone now. So I don't think it's going to last. If you want that, I want the option of the red and beautiful taupes and Moda fabric, make sure to check out your baskets. Also, you can, if you don't flexify it, you can then will get a £5 credited to your account tomorrow because it's over £30. If you flexify it, make sure that you add something else that is about 20 pence and you can flexify that, and then your first payment will be, of course, £30. So then for you also get the credit for tomorrow. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does to me. You know, it's just always to make sure that it does to me. So, you know, you're on your own. Anyway, then we have a really cool one, of course, is the drawstring bag. And it's a hanging one. It's a design that you design for need, right?
Well, I designed these initially for my children because they're children, they're untidy, and they always need stuff hanging and tidy. I just wanted to tidy everything up. And I thought with drawstring bags, the trouble is when you hang them, you can never undo them because it takes up the pressure. So we've done this so that it's got a hanging on the back. And these were the original ones. So these are actually my kids' ones that you're seeing there. And so the idea is it hangs on the back of your door or a peg at school, and you've got 2-tone fabrics. It's all Liberty fabrics, these, so they're a bit posh.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you've got enough fabric in there if you want to put their initials on. My kids have got their initials on their bags, so there's no arguing about it. But it just means that they can hang. You can still open them whilst they're hanging and stuff everything in. Or you could have it as a really posh boot bag if you're going away and hang it, you know, look after things like that, or have it as a tidy up or a laundry bag. It's entirely up to you. They're incredibly versatile, but it just means that they're hanging there, so you've got the access to open them whilst they're still hanging.
Absolutely. And I mean, you can see them here. I mean, how glorious is this? I mean, it's such a big design. I like because it's a proper large bag as well.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that what about gifting? You know, there's a big move away from wrapping papers that get thrown away. If you've got a birthday or something, why not fill that with presents? And that is part of the gift. You know, like a like a stocking, but for birthdays.
Absolutely, I think it's a brilliant idea. Right, we have got 4 different options for you in this one. We're going to run through them. Beautiful fabric. I spot a little bit of Liberty here.
It's all Liberty.
Oh, imagine that.
It's all Liberty. Yeah, absolutely.
Gorgeous. So this one is the Treasures in the Sky. So you can see in here that it has got like kind of that sky, like astronauts. I love this print.
This is one of my all-time favorites, and you've got the last of my fabric on this from this collection. And I will demo this in one of the later shows. And yeah, Freddie's got a lot of this in his bedroom, and this will be another tidy up for him.
Absolutely. And then we have the Carnation Carnival Blue. Then we have the Carnation in, is this red?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Carnation.
So the colour is the contrast that you've got. So you've got the blue, the red, and then the last one.
There will be
yellow.
The yellow. Yeah. So that would be. This is such a retro, you know, vintage. You know, that's colour.
So this is all from the Carnaby collection.
Yeah, of
so
course.
it is exactly that vibe. It makes me think of Austin Powers, but it's that kind of retro 60s fun, swirly. It's just fabulous. And again, so all of those are Liberty fabrics, and I just thought they were a bit of fun and a shot of colour for when we start
gorgeous.
Get
and
out
of course,
winter.
if you want yours, £17.99, and of course you have got the instructions, and whichever bundle you want of fabric, you're getting 3/4 of a meter in there. So 910053 is your item number. Then we have got a fabric bundle for you. And can you talk us through, Natasha, what we are getting in this one?
Right, so you are getting a full metre of fabric here. You're getting a ½ metre of Liberty and a ½ metre of a complementary plain. What we realised throughout lockdown at Natasha Makes was that it's incredibly hard to actually pick a plain that goes exactly with a fabric because of screen colours and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So we always were asked for, could you pick us out a plain that would go with this fabric or that fabric or the other? So again, the pattern fabrics here are all Liberty.
Wow.
And what we've done is find you a colour, a plain colour that's going to go with it. So the first one, you've got the Liberty, and then you've got the pink that goes with it. So we've picked the pink out of the flowers in there and we've matched that. Then the next one is so they're all the same pattern, but we've just picked different colorways here. So then you've got your red there that's just picking out that red and that floral. And then in the next one, oh gosh, was that marine blue? But it just, no, Hawaiian, sorry, Hawaiian blue. And it just picked out from there, and it just, they just work as treats. So, because you know, sometimes you want something that's going to work as a lining, or you know, just as that contrast, or as a sashing, or whatever it is. Or if you're doing the bag and you want to line it, then you can do it that way.
Absolutely. If you want yours, well, $12.99 is your price. Remember, you are getting a ½ meter of the beautiful Liberty fabric. 026-822 is your item number. And of course, Natasha Makes is on our website, thecraftstore.com. You will find everything else, including the toweling fabric bundle as well, which is absolutely phenomenally soft, the instructions on how to use it as well, and you have of course everything that we have seen so far, plus plenty more, include the book cushion bundles and the push peg bag, which of course Liberty fabric, and then the quilt kit with the Moda I will see you. And then we have got backing fabrics, which there are 108 inches by 1 meter. It's a phenomenal one. You can go for multiples if you want to. And I believe, Natasha, make sure that it's cut in a continuous length if you want it.
Yeah, it'll be me that cuts it. And we've got the fabric that matches the Riley Blake fabric in there, which is just beautiful. Absolutely. And then we've got 3 different Kaffe backing fabrics. They're sold in meter increments, but 108 inches is 270 centimeters wide.
Yeah.
So it's huge, absolutely huge. And of course, perfect for dressmakers as well if they want, you know, that continuous amount of fabric. But otherwise, for us quilters, they're an absolute dream. Yeah.
Now, I need to give you an update. If you wanted to go for the cranberry option, it is now limited stock. That means that it's going to go before the end of the hour. If you want yours, do check out your baskets. There is no more. Once it's gone, it's gone. Not only of these, but every single other option. So if you want yours, make sure to check out your baskets. Right, Natasha. Well, how do we start on what is you're going to show us then?
Okay, so the beauty of this is that you can make each one different should you wish. You're going to start off with cutting 8 of your fabrics. You've got 9 there to choose from, but you're going to cut 8 of your fabrics into little squares, well, rectangles really. And have a little play, because the placing of it is what makes the star.
Right.
Okay. So what I would really say is if you want quite a defined star, go for contrasting fabric. Right. So to have the pink there and then the blue and then a heavier pattern, and then we've gone for a purple, so we're taking a different colour, and then again a darker colour, contrast with a lighter, darker, lighter. And so that's what's going to give the definition of the star going all the way around. So these are what are going to be folded into your star. So you need to cut all of these in preparation ready. Not only that, but you then want to, on every single one, fold over by 1/4 of an inch there and just give it a press.
Perfect. Yeah.
We've done that.
Right, it's done.
Because that's not exciting to watch me iron
Absolutely,
stuff. Yeah. Amazingly, you know, it just isn't. So then we get on to the good stuff. So what happens next? Well, then you need to decide how you're going to put it. So you'll get your calico, you'll cut it into your square, and again, all of the measurements are in the instructions. So if we just take a quick look at the instructions so that you can see what we're talking about here. Here we go, cutting them, pressing them, putting them in an order. This is your, we call it a foundation square.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and on that foundation square, you're going to mark in half and then into quarters and then diagonally across. And that's going to be your center mark for each of your lines of your folded fabric. Okay, so you can see here, we've just abutted the first two there. And then once you've put them in order, and you're happy with the order, have a play around. That again, they're spaced by about 1/4 of an inch.
Right.
And then you're going to draw a line across there, and you are going to stitch all the way along there. Okay, so we'll do that. Pop your walking foot on. That's what I would say. Now I am on the NX7 today, and hopefully I've got.
By the way, we do have the NX7 on the show. If you want a supersonic machine, incredible, you know, it's so incredible. We have it on the show. You may have seen it, of course. Gary, I believe, is who brings it on, as well as Natasha herself. And you have got there the price, of course, with the saving £200, and you have got 3 flexi buys as well. And also you get an additional bonus, which is the speed, which is worth another £200. For more information, of course, on thecraftstore.com.
So Paola, tomorrow, I'm going to demonstrate this machine. I've got an hour. Gary's not coming in. It's me. It's me tomorrow. So yeah, I've demoed for them for a few years now. So because they're the ones that we use every day. So this is in our studio every single day. Jane tends to purloin this one. We've got 3 different Jukies that we use every single day, but this is the one that we use mainly for quilting because it has got a
built-in walking foot as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. So when I said put your walking foot on, and I bet a lot of you are going, well, she hasn't. Actually, I have, because it's built in. You just pull it down and attach it to the back of your foot.
I think that's a game changer.
Because I don't know about you, I'm really lazy. Yeah. Really lazy when it comes to changing feet. So if I can just pull down the back and attach it to the back of my foot, and then it is a walking foot, I have no excuse not to get my walking foot out
So you are tomorrow at 1 o'clock, straight after the one-day special, I believe,
so 1 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock it's kind of like a mix of both. But we'll be talking through why we've used this one on all of these shows, because it's perfect for this kind of stitching. I like that. Perfect for this. Right,
so you have sewn in the middle throughout all of them.
So then you're going to take all your pins off. And you do need to pin this. So this is one of those things that they don't take that long to do, but the preparation is there. That needs to be in there, and that needs to be key. So then you're going to push these up and out of the way. And if you've got yourself some quilting clips or something, you might want to just...
It's good to have quilting clips as well as pins, isn't it? Because there are things that you can do with a pin that you cannot do with a quilting clip, and vice versa.
So this morning on my Natasha Make shows, I did a bag with sewable paper, and you wouldn't ever pin that.
Right.
So things like pleather, you just wouldn't pin. Absolutely. You just wouldn't do it.
Because then the hole that you make is there for life.
Yeah, absolutely. And this you're going to clip it. You know, a bit like when the hairdresser clips your hair out the way. It's kind of that. That's all you're doing, is just bunching it out of the way so that you can get at it. So however many clips you need to make that happen. And then, I think it's your hair. We're going to start again here, and again going in the same order. So, and if you need to, with each one, just find that center point, give it a quick finger press, and that is then going to sit on that line that's drawn, and it's going to sit there, okay? And then the next one, and then finger press, and then that sits there, and so on. And so this is why it's more about organization then, because you just start to build them up bit by bit, but just having them in the same order really helps.
And that,
Now I know that Jane pins as she goes, but she's got a really good eye for spacing. If you don't, or if you think under, you know, pressure of TV, you might go a bit wobbly, then I would just place them and then pin them. But you are going to want to pin them both sides to hold them so that when you come down to sew.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Do you know, it's just, you see, because look, already I'm at the end there and I've got one more to add. So I know that somewhere along there, I've just got, so if I just pull that up a little bit there, so that that really tucks in under there, and then just pull everything up ever so slightly. And then suddenly, it doesn't take much, I'm where I need to be. And so just have a little play until they all look like they're nice and evenly spaced. And then you really want to pin those in place. You want to get pinning then. Okay, so I'm going to pin those either end, and then I'm going to repeat exactly the same down there. Yeah.
Right, of course, while you do this, the pinning, let me talk to you about different options, because I love that Natasha hasn't just brought one option, but you have got in here 6 different options. I will say with this though, there is 6 at the minute, but 1 is already limited stock. Now, the first one that we are looking at is the Riley Blake. Beautiful fabrics with those gorgeous plums, and I would say it's kind of a blush pink, but then you have got that kind of vintage rose, kind of deeper tones in here as well. Then you have those gorgeous kind of taupes as well, with hints of mossy grains. The gorgeous, I mean, look at this fabric. I mean, when you look at it, it's just absolutely stunning. And of course you are going to see, and this is why it's so important to have the fabrics that have been selected specifically for this design, because there are designs where they have got a bigger pattern or a small one. Even the tiniest bit is absolutely gorgeous. And of course you have got the other ones which have featured more of the green and those beautiful teals. This is more like almost, I would say it's a teal because it has got a hint of green, and I know the camera may not, or rather the monitor may not reflect the hint of yellow inside, and it's kind of a warmer blue, if you know what I mean. And that is the Riley Blake option. Then we have the Cave Orange option. This one is one of the quintessential Cave Collective kind of color palettes, isn't it? It's full of life and zest, and of course you are getting also the print in here with the hidden labyrinth, where it's the hidden cave name in here. Can you see there, cave there?
Oh, a maze. Yeah,
the maze. So yeah, I can't remember it. My brain, how it's like. I know that it was something with the labyrinth maze.
Yeah, so you've got fabrics in there from the brand new collection in there. We've mixed them through. So what we've tried to do is find fabrics there that have got your greens, oranges, pinks. It's just a really zesty, colourful bundle.
I love that. It's vibrant. It's full of life. That is the Cave Oranges. Then we have the gorgeous ditzy prints, which is in the vintage, it's called vintage option in here. Absolutely glorious fabrics in here with those just gorgeous tones in here. I think this reminds me a lot, I don't know why, but Catherine Sturrock, our lovely presenter, that would be like in her cottage, that would look amazing. Not that I have ever been, but I know that she loves the sort of neutral colors in there. And then we are going to my favorite, which is, by the way, limited stock that features. I'm going to put it like this because I'm kind of thinking that those beautiful folds, you can see them, they're like so gorgeous in here. And I love that you are getting that kind of beautiful print on camera. Please, if you want this one, you need to check out right now. I mean, this is not an order, but it's a suggestion. But it's a suggestion based on facts.
There you go.
Just like
immediately.
Yeah, well, if you want it and you don't want to miss out, you need to check out. Basically, the next person that you put it in their baskets, they will get it. Otherwise, they will miss out. I personally love that one. I'm going to show you the finished sample because to me it's just deliciously beautiful. And then we have got the little ducklings in here, which is absolutely extraordinary with a beautiful, which like Marcus says, it's a quacking bundle. You know, that it is. Yeah. It has Marcus.
Of course he did.
And as Emily has just said, she didn't duck it out. Oh, did that duck out? Anyway, if you want to see some quacking deals, you know. Quacking and presenting, don't tune that right now. Anyway, let's go on to then, of course, the glorious Cave Purple in there as well. and with glorious, beautiful, vibrant colors. But of course, that's a more cooler tones from the Kaffe Fassett with these beautiful purples there. Right now, these, let me remind you, if you want some cranberries cream, that is technically gone. If you want this one and you check out your basket right now, if you have it in your basket, you will get it. Otherwise, you will miss out. If this is your option, I absolutely adore it. Please make sure to check out your baskets. Now, you have got two flexi buys of £25, and of course, if you haven't spent anything today, as long as your basket is over £30, £5 will be deducted from it. 730464 is your item number. Then we have the drawstring bag, which I have got 4 different variations of the beautiful Liberty fabric in here, and you can see behind me oh, look at this, absolutely stunning. The bags, beautiful bags, big bags, full of presents or full of coal, depending what you have been nice or naughty, naughty or nice, whichever way, you know, or maybe you have been both. So you have got one full of coal and the other one full of presents. Like our Maddie, I think she's been both, a little bit naughty and a little bit nice, very nice, all the time nice. Anyway, you have got 4 variations, which is of course the treasure in the sky. Then we have got the gorgeous navy option. Then we have got it in the red as well, so you can see it. And then we have got the yellow one, so you can see it here, the yellow as well, the option. Right, whichever option you go for, it's just £17.99. 910053 is your item number. Now, if you want to make sure to check out your baskets again, remember that your basket, if it's over £30, you can use that £5 voucher. Now, back in fabrics in here. Now, we have, of course, different options, but what we are talking about is 108 inches in width by 1 meter for just £29.99. Now, Natasha,
yes,
you were talking about dressmaking. I mean, can you imagine a dress, a summer dress, a flowy dress with beautiful Kaffe Fassett print?
It has maxi dress written all over for me. I'm nearly 6 foot tall, so finding a maxi dress that is proper maxi and not just ankle swinger, really, really tough for me. But yeah, these are the Kaffe ones are mercerized cotton, so they feel really, really silky. They have such a beautiful, beautiful finish to them.
Wow, you're not wrong when saying that it feels like silk.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So Kaffe always says that the back of your quilt should be as beautiful as the front. And he gets people applaud when he pulls his quilt back. And this is the backing. And that lotus leaf in jade
there is
just
as well?
stunning. Yeah.
With quilts, a lot of the time, if you're thinking about it, your skin is more in contact with sometimes with the back.
Yeah, of course.
Like if you are using it as a proper quilt, or you're saying, chances are you're going to show to have this buttery soft fabric. But I'm thinking a summer dress in this. I mean, how glorious.
I know, absolutely stunning. So these are 270 centimeters wide. If you're someone that works in centimeters, that's 108 inches wide, and we're selling them by the meter. Okay.
Well, 270 centimeters, that's 2.7 meters. That's basically, I'm not lying, it's basically, it's 2 of me, basically, a little bit shorter than, it's like not quite 2 of me, but basically I could have a dress and then a cape, that it would be fine.
I mean, that would be a look, right?
That would be a look.
I mean, that would be a look, yeah.
I know, and it's just kind of, but also £29.99. This is more than enough to create a dress right out of it.
Yeah, of course.
$29.99 with Kaffe Fassett, beautiful soft fabric. I mean, that is a phenomenal deal.
Do you know what?
As well.
I want to do palazzo pants out of them. Could you imagine?
Oh, I could do probably 2 sets of palazzo pants for me.
Or even pyjama bottoms.
Pyjama bottoms. Well, you probably can do 1 pyjama bottoms for you, probably for me 1 pyjama bottoms and then the top.
Yeah.
Because I'm so short. Then that would, you know what. Anyway, you get a lot. Then we are moving on to the Riley Blake because I'm going to do the Marcus. I'm just going to be, because then you can see.
So these aren't mercerized. Okay, these are the same, exactly the same feel
cotton quality.
Yeah, it's a quilting cotton weight, but it's not mercerized, so it doesn't have that silky effect that the other backing fabrics do. This is exactly the same touch and feel as the quilting cottons that we've got on the show today for you. I just think they are exquisite. Well, they're called exquisite. They are just beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
I absolutely adore them. When I saw it in the charcoal, I was like, oh, yes. And then when I saw it in the blush, I was like,
I just think it's just gorgeous. I mean, I will go for both of them. And even like if you want to do a backing, for a simple backing, but it has got a little bit of patchwork, you could just do like a big pop, the two big patches
well, yeah,
or something like that.
So this is the beauty of this, is that anything that you have left over, you just put into your stash and you just use as normal quilting cotton. So if you did want to sash a quilt with that, you've got such a length without having to piece it individually. You can just do a great long swathe. So these are absolutely fabulous fabrics for that.
Absolutely, it is.
Just love them. Just love them.
Absolutely. Now, of course, £29.99. 502266 is your item number. Now we can't have to talk about the posh bags because posh peg bags. Actually, I'm going to say it. I wouldn't use it for peg bags. Way too, I'm not posh enough. I would put this for maybe my hair dryer.
Yeah, you can do all of that. I mean,
makeup brushes.
If you've got the pattern, because the pattern's on the pick and mix, then you could use whatever leftover little ducklings fabric you've got, and then you could make something to put nappies and wipes and stuff like that in. You could use them in a teenager's bedroom to tidy up, have them on the back of the door in the bathroom or whatever. Or your paintbrush, whatever it is that needs tidying. For me, it was that I needed pegs.
Yeah.
So that was why it was the peg bag, because I was fed up with the dogs running off with my pegs. And chewing them.
Yeah,
I just have chewed pegs everywhere. So I was like, right, I'm going to have a peg bag, and it's going to be a posh one because I'm going to keep it for years and years and years. So I love denim and Liberty together. It's
such a. It's for me, Liberty is one of the brands that I love the most. I love the shop, I love the fabrics, I love the ethos behind it, but it has got always that designer edge, and I think that mixed with the denim, it really does. It's a big homage to that kind of cutting-edge design with also beautiful florals in there.
And also, like, my mum had a peg bag for years. It's something that I remember her having throughout my childhood. So let's make something that will last throughout a lifetime. Yeah. So you even get the hanger. It's got a velvet coating on it for the hanger. So because this is all based around a pattern based on this hanger. So even the hanger is posh.
Well, can we see? Shall I show you the hanger, the kit itself? Because the kit is just in front of us, and it comes in with that hanger with the velvetized top, and also it means that, of course, it's also a proper size, because I was thinking, it's not the big one.
No, it's not. It's not a big one. In fact, these hangers. I started using for my daughter's clothes, and I was so impressed with them, and I just thought they were so lovely. I was like, well, that's the size of the peg bag that I want. I don't want massive peg bags, and so these were exactly the right size. So I saw some more, and I was like, right, I'm going to make it around this hanger and make sure that it works.
Indeed.
A new home gift, anything like that. But again, it doesn't just have to be for your pegs. It can be a general tidy up or anything that you want.
Of course they can. Now, of course, if you want your bundle, you have got the choices here. Well, I believe now, of course, you are getting the interfacing, the hanger. £21.99 is your price. 356 328 is your item number. You will find them on the website, thecraftstore.com. Also, with a lot of the pick and mix, the pattern pick and mix. You're picking any two for just $11.99. There is a lot of different ones, including Emily Easy pillowcase dress. Of course, you do have those ones. You have got the hexagon needle keep, the scissors keep, the Chels babe. You have got the folded pouch. You have also other ones like the stowaway bag, the pumpkin, the scarf. Of course, that is the iconic design from Natasha. And you can see the actual pattern from the one-day special. If you just want the pattern, although of course it makes sense to go with the fabric bundle.
It's not the same pattern. It is and it isn't. That's just solely for the cushion.
Right, so of course, the one-day special is even better because it has the runner.
It gives you the option to make it into a cushion, a table runner, or a wall hanging, and it shows you how to do that. That one is purely the cushion.
That's a very good point. And remember, if you go for the one-day special, you have got the fabric to make, or the three stars ones, whether it's for the runner or the cushion. Of course, you will have 3 stars in there as well, for enough material. Right, and Natasha, you're ready to show us the next step, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So when that is all down, then you are going to just draw through that halfway mark. Got my ruler upside down. That's not going to help, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you might have to do this at a little bit of an angle because, of course, you've put all your clips and your pins and everything in. But as long as you know, you can just, yeah, that's going through there. And then flip those.
Yeah.
And just mark down that center point, and again you are going to stitch along there, and if you need to stop there then that's fine, because you'll then come this way and stitch up to there. So when we did this way, we just stitched all the way across. We're going to stitch up to there, stop,
and then start
just because we don't want to,
yeah,
we can't necessarily easily get through there.
Perfect.
And then stitch through there.
It makes sense.
Okay.
That will make sense. And this is a kind of, I know you might laugh about this suggestion, but if somebody loves English paper piecing, this is the sort of very different, but it also has got that kind of almost repetitive, mindful thing of, okay, I'm going to now cut all the pieces to one side, then I'm going to all press the edges off, then I'm going to lay the colors in. It has got that mindful, repetitive, methodical, but very different effect, obviously.
This could be a beginner's make. Like this is not a difficult make. Yeah. It looks so effective that everyone stops and goes, wow, you know, how come, how did you do that? Yeah. But it isn't a difficult make.
Yeah. And also I like the idea, especially the cushion. When I started, I mean, I started, you know, like doing mostly cushion covers, because you achieve one beautiful project that you can display and have it all year round in the home.
Absolutely.
But also it's just a sense of fulfillment every time that I walk by and I see my 2 cushions that I first made. It's just like, wow, I made that, you know.
I have cushions that, you know, when I first started sewing again 8.5 years ago, that, you know, that was, I still have some of those, and I look now at how far I've come, but there's kind of sentimental value in there as much as anything. So I'm scooping these out of the way.
And I love that system, scooping them out of the way with a few, you know, quilting clips.
And then we're going to go here. So you would start exactly the same. Because exactly the same.
An 8-point star, right?
Exactly. So that, and again, that needs to be right up to the middle point there. And then you're going to
really, and now that I see it, it's so straightforward. And the fact that, you know, and what I love about it, I will say it again, is again that sense of once you get one principle, then it's just repeated 6 times basically. And I love that. I love that your mind is going to go, okay, I have cut them, I have pressed them, and then I just going to put them there, make sure they align, and then sew them.
Yeah. And then it looks like this.
Oh, that doesn't, can I say it? It looks a little bit of a hurricane. Not a hurricane.
Hurricane, yes.
Hurricane,
yeah. So this is where we get to, and it looks very confusing.
Right.
But this is when you've got all of those.
All of that,
stitched down. So they're all there. They've all been scooped out the way at some point. And that's what it's going to look like to start off with.
Okay. I'm now a little bit confused.
Okay?
Yeah.
So look, we've got, if I keep referring back to the instructions so that you know where you'll get to. Okay. So this is where we've got to here. So we've stitched down there, we've got to there. And then you get to here. So
Right.
you're going to flip 2 rows
Yeah.
next to each other. So it doesn't really matter
Which ones?
where you
Yeah.
start. Okay, but you're going to start there. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is fold it down, like
Yeah.
give it a finger press.
Right.
Then you're going to flip it across like that.
Okay.
Yeah, again give it a finger press, and then back halfway. And then just make sure, this is where you want the point to be really sharp
Yeah.
and of course because you're folding it now
That. Yeah.
on a diagonal, you're working on that bias, so you just want to make sure that's going to fold
There.
in there. Okay, and if you need to, just pin it. Just pop a pin in to hold it.
I see.
So now you fold down,
yeah.
finger press, fold again across, and fold back
in there.
to there. Now you only do that for the first 2.
Okay.
Okay. Now next, for the next one, you're just going to fold it in half,
And line it up.
and then you're going to fold it across. Now, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you fold from right to left or left to right.
Okay. But you have to be
But
consistent in
be
which way.
consistent. So we're
So
going to
basically, whichever way you decide first, that you should just stick with that way.
yeah. So I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my right and then my left.
Yeah.
And then when you've done 3, pin them.
In it, yeah.
Just pop a pin in there, and you're going to just sew like a low V,
Yeah.
just to hold those.
Because
in
otherwise, it gets to a point where the fabric would stop, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
place. Because all I can say about these is that as soon as they're on your sofa or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, little fingers
Will
start
go-
coming in and go, ooh, ask me how I know.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
imagine that the
You
2
can-
captains in your house will be
Captain
like,
Small is always sticking
Yeah.
her fingers in the cushion and just going, oh, mummy. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of,
and also little paws as well, I would imagine. And
oh yeah. Everyone gets involved
yeah,
in trying to
absolutely.
wreck my cushions.
I
but
could
they
imagine.
can't.
I could imagine finding maybe have you how you say it, eaten sweetie in there. In the
Oh yeah, the wrapper just
this is a good place to put it.
deliciously
Hey,
in,
you know.
right?
And then
Yeah. All sorts of delights. Yeah. And because you've folded over and pressed the top of each, there's no raw edges showing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep going. And now we're going to do it so every second time.
Yeah.
And you can give it a good old finger press. We're going to do that low V stitch across. And you can just start to see now how this is going to come together.
Yeah.
So just pop a little pin in, take it to the machine, stitch across.
And then stitch it through. While you do that, can I give a reminder to everybody to check out their baskets because, of course, we have not already, I think, one sell out of the options for the one day special. The cranberry cream has now gone, and there's no, like, once they're gone, they're gone. Also, the Natasha makes the cushion, the book cushion. Also, we have it on the show, brand new today. And of course, this is a fabulous, fabulous way to kind of have a cushion and a book pillow, kind of in a way. You have got 3 different options: the grey, the sepia, and the multi. I'm going to show them. Each of these options comes with their own matching bias binding as well. So you can see the sepia option, absolutely glorious, a beautiful fabric. Look at that. The Shakespeare's plays in here. You have got in here as well books by other, like, for instance, I think Little Women, Jane Eyre, Byron's, Coleridge. Oh my goodness, I need that fabric in my life. Then you have got the bookshelves as well here. And then actually, I have to say it, we have got the grey option as well, which unfortunately doesn't feature Marcus' favorite book of has got grey in the name. And then you can see in here as well, you can see there. And then we have, look, castles. We have got look at that. Meditation, I love that. Castles in here. You have got as well trains, DIY. Look at that, it's just so amazing. Learn how to quilt. Look, this fabric is sensational. I love that. Yeah, love this.
Well, Lewis and Irene, and they have such a great sense of humour. They're just really lovely fabrics to work with. For the actual cushion, you only need 3 fat quarters.
Wow.
I've put an extra one in so that you can really choose.
I love this fabric. I love this fabric as well. You have got the bag as well with gorgeous fabrics, and then you have got the gorgeous print as well. It comes in the grey, and then look at this one. Some of look at that. Steam, and look, there's something about trains, there is something about meteorology, there is some kind of romantic stuff in here. I love this fabric. I love it so much, this bundle. And of course you are getting the lavender ravioli in here as well. So it has got that kind of soothing lavender that, you know, a lot of people, you know, feel that lavender gives them that sense of relaxing here. And then of course this is a cushion that has got like a pocket to put the book, right?
Yes, absolutely. And binding as well. This was one of the first cushions that I made for the craft store here. And it is super, super simple. I started it because, yeah, my daughter loves, I make those little lavender ravioli and put them in underwear drawers and the kids' pyjama drawers, and also I put them sometimes on a bit of ribbon and hang them in wardrobes, keeps moths away,
yes,
keeps everything smelling lovely. And then I suddenly thought, well, actually, my son and my daughter, they used to just grab the ravioli out of their drawers and just smell them. Yeah. And my son was going to sleep just clutching one and smelling it. And I thought, well, what if you've got that book bag, so you've got your book for your bedtime story in your cushion so you can relax. I always know where the book is now because it's in his book cushion, whereas before we would have wasted a lot of time trying to find the book. I don't know where he puts them. And now, so it's all together, but then every time he gets his book out, there's that beautiful smell of lavender as well. And they are super, super, super simple to make. You can just use them with your offcut. So you're going to actually end up with a lot left over in that bundle.
Absolutely. And now, of course, if you want yours, £22.99, brand new today here at the craft store. 797902 is your item number. Right, Natasha, next step, please.
Right, so you can really see just after doing just that little bit.
Wow, now I can see it.
Yeah. Because to start off with, I really know that jumble of fabrics can look just like, how are they even going to go together? So that's the first one. Once we did the first 3 and stitched, and then we did 2 stitch, 2 more stitch, and then the last bit we just pin.
Yeah, we can see that. Yeah.
So then we move it around, spin it around, and we go again. Yeah. So this is one of those things that is super, super methodical. So the first one we fold ever so slightly differently. So we're going to fold it across like that. Yeah. And then fold it back on itself.
So when we start doing the next petal, does it matter if it's the right or the left one that we go on?
That you start on, so always be consistent.
Yeah. No, I mean the next petal created.
Doesn't matter.
Point, yeah.
Absolutely doesn't matter at all. No, it doesn't matter because they're not overlapping in any way.
Right. Yeah. But you have to be consistent in the folds within the same throughout. Right.
Yeah. So what you are consistent with is that you take I take the right and put the right hand across. Yeah. And then the left. So that is where I am consistent. Yeah. And then this one. Yeah. Jane and I were saying today, it's a bit like plaiting with fabric.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And it's like almost origami.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can already start to see how those peaks of that star are just starting to come through. I'm now going to, again, stitch that down in that low V and just hold that there. Yeah. And then we go again. This time we fold 2 more before we stitch.
Right.
And that's the pattern. So
Yep.
3, then 2, then 2, then pin.
By the way, we have got 3 minutes left, Natasha.
Oh my goodness, I need to
well,
fold
we're
it
back
quicker.
together at 8 o'clock.
Where did that
this
time
evening.
go?
I know, it's just like a live, you know, on live TV. Just
I did
time
put
is
a lot
just-
on the show, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things on here. I got overexcited and went, oh
Yeah.
yes, and then we can do that, and
Yeah,
we can do
absolutely.
this.
And of course, you will be back tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So we do have lots of time to show this. So
Yeah,
if this is the
absolutely.
first time you're just getting your head around it, it's all okay.
Okay, and then. By the way, of course, Natasha, you will have at 1 p.m. you will have a show with the amazing NX7, which is a Juki machine, sewing machine that Natasha is using throughout. So make sure to tune in at 1 and of course at 4 p.m. as well.
So folding.
Oh, that's
down.
so.
You can really start to
Yes,
see, can't you?
absolutely, yeah.
I love this stage of it, and you go, oh yeah.
Absolutely, that is just, you know that everything is working and it's just beautiful.
And we, you know, we
design.
really, to choose 9 different fabrics. Hey, look, you know, it might be that actually you've got other fabrics that you want to use and do the star with, and that you just keep the cave and know that you've got 9 different fabrics there. It's entirely up to you, but you're effectively getting the pattern for pennies.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, while you're sewing that bait as well, I kind of mentioned the backing fabric. Now you have got K facet, which is what it was you were saying, Natasha, the technical name of the cotton.
Mercerized cotton.
Mercerized cotton, which feels like silk. It looks like a lace, and of course they are 108 inches by 1 meter or 2.7 meters by 1 meter. You have got 3 different options from K Facet and 2 different options from Riley Blake. So make sure to check those ones out on the website.
Can I also say something on the backing fabrics? This is the last time the cost of the backing fabrics is going up a lot.
All right, so make sure to check out your basket.
If you want one, get it now because the price in the new year is going up. It's a really steep increase.
Well,
yeah.
Natasha, we have got seconds to go. We will be back at 8 o'clock where we're going to see exactly what Natasha is creating. And don't forget to check out your baskets. Thank you so much, Natasha. See you at 8. Right, and of course, do check out your baskets. Stay tuned for more.